All right, guys, story time with Mark. Today I want to talk about my two best friends, Mike Ponzio and Alin Iancu. I met Mike Ponzio when I was about 17, 18 years old, somewhere in the mid-'80s, and we became fast friends, started training together, traveling, competing in karate and that kind of thing together. We literally traveled all over the country, all over the world, really, doing karate tournaments with each other. Now, a couple of years down the road, we'd been out traveling and stuff. Mike asked if Alin Iancu can come to a tournament with us in Los Angeles. Well, absolutely, yeah. Friends of yours, friends of mine. I think I had met Alin a couple of times, but we really didn't know each other too well. Well, let's just say by the end of that trip, we knew more about each other than any reasonable person would want to. After that, as the years roll by from there, as things have a way of doing, we all kind of start going our separate ways. Mike had started running Little Anita's right here in Denver. Shout out to Little Anita's if you want some great food right off Colorado Boulevard. Mike owned at one time 5 different Little Anita's here in Denver. Alin had moved to Arizona, unbeknownst to me, and had started his own business as a very successful businessman down in Arizona in his own right. Well, by this time, I had started the karate school, my karate academy, and I'd been teaching for about 30 years. I had started real estate a few years before that and was doing that as well. And just kind of years go on, things go on, you have kids, that kind of thing. You don't see each other as much as you used to. Well, one day I get a phone call out of the blue, and it's Alin Iancu. And he starts talking about how he would like his son to come up and start doing some private lessons with me. I'm like, absolutely. Now, this time I think he lives in Denver still somewhere. I had no idea that he was all the way down in Arizona. And so we make an appointment to meet at the academy for lunch. We were going to walk from the academy down to BW3 right across the parking lot. Talk about his son coming and taking karate. So I call up Mike Ponzio and I say, hey man, I'm meeting Alin Iancu for lunch in a couple of weeks. You want to meet us and, all three of us get the band back together, if you will. I was like, yeah, I'll come down and I'll meet you. Well, a couple of weeks passed and I really didn't talk to Alin again since then. You get back to your normal routine, you get back to what you're doing. So that morning I call up Ponzio and I say, hey man, today's the day we're supposed to meet Alin at BW3 at noon. I don't know if he's coming or not. Mike's like, I haven't heard from him. Not real sure. It doesn't matter either way. If he doesn't show up, me and you will go have lunch. Great, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's go hang out and have lunch. And Mike's like, yeah, okay, no problem. Well, 12 o'clock rolls around, and so does Alin Iancu. Comes in looking sharp, got his suit on, he's looking good. Comes walking into the academy. We go walking down to BW3, and you start out kind of professional. We haven't really talked to each other in a while. Not really sure what to expect. We start out, and Alin is one of my favorite people in the world, starts talking about verticals. And so all these verticals about why his son should come up and start training with me and all that. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Come to figure out, he lives in Arizona. He's wanting to come out, a couple times a month, fly out and hang out for a few days and train at the academy. I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, if you don't mind making that flight, fine. It'll all work out good. So one thing led to another, and what started out as a professional business lunch, we settled our business, and we thought, well, let's go ahead and let's grab a cocktail. So we have a couple of cocktails now. 8 hours splash forwards by, like shot out of a cannon. I think there was 3 or 4 different flight changes for Alin back home. We had spent 8 hours sitting there just talking about the old times. Business never even came up again, just about karate, about hanging out, about our families, that kind of stuff. Had an absolute blast. Now, I'm proud to say that since that day, we've been thick as thieves, had many shenanigans and many adventures, some stuff for some stories later on that I'd like to tell you. But there is an old saying. Alin actually says, show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. Mike and Alin are not only my 2 best friends, they are 2 people that are really a role model to me. Both of those 2 really make me want to be a better man. These are 2 people that had every excuse not to achieve. They could have went another way. They could have done something else, but they didn't. They not only achieved, they exceeded. I tell my son all the time, who you are, who you hang out with. And I hang out with 2 of the best men that I know. Not only successfully financial, but their families are fantastic. Their kids are wonderful. Everything about those guys is just something that we could all look up to. So I wanted just to say how much I love you 2. I'm glad you guys are in my life, and I can't wait to see the shenanigans that we get involved with over the next few years. Anyway, that's Story Time with Mark. If you like this video, please subscribe. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions about real estate in Denver, please give me a call, or any questions about the martial arts, or just any suggestions on a story you like to hear. Some of you guys I know about some stories. We'll try to keep them PG-13. But anyway, that's story time with Mark, and I hope to see you guys again soon, and we'll talk again.